Hey, everybody, I am here. We're going to start in about 2 minutes, okay?
Recording in progress.
So good evening, my Rainier, on this nice and chilly Tuesday. Today is December 2nd. This is a virtual hearing followed by a council meeting. We're going to move up to call to order. Um, I'll go ahead and call your name, Celino. Just to point out, Councilmember Halfpower has requested to be excused for this meeting, and it has obviously been granted. So, Valerie?
I'm here.
Joseph?
Present.
Danielle?
Here.
And I'm here, so it's 4 present, so we have full quorum to start the hearing. Moving on to item number 2, review the agenda. Valerie, can you go ahead and read it, please?
Yes, this is the agenda for the public hearing of ordinance number 04-2025, ordinance number 6-2025, virtual hearing on Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Review of the agenda. The mayor and council will review the agenda for the meeting, adding or deleting topics of interest or discussion. Number 3, public hearing regarding ordinance number 04-2025, amending the code of the city of Mount Rainier to repeal chapter 4, boards, committees, and commissions, article 3, Police Review and Advisory Board, as no longer necessary for the protection of the public and an inefficient use of city resources. Number 4, public hearing regarding ordinance number 06-2025, budget amendment number 1, and number 5, adjournment.
Thank you so much. The agenda has been reviewed for the hearing, and this is just for the hearing. We will be proceeding. Any objections to proceeding with the hearing as presented? Seeing none, we're going to move forward. Okay, so item number 3, public hearing regarding ordinance 04-2025, amend the code of the city of Mount Rainier to repeal chapter 4, boards, committees, and commissions, article 3, Police Review and Advisory Board, is no longer necessary for the protection for the public and an efficient use of the city resources. So at this moment, we are going to open up the public hearing for ordinance 04-2025. If you're here to speak on behalf of this item, go ahead and type your name, last name, block and street number, and we'll call upon you. I am seeing no one in the chat. Anybody on Facebook or anything I missed, Melissa? Okay.
No, ma'am.
All right, so nobody's in the chat. Okay. Seeing that there is no public comments for the ordinance number 04-2025, we're going to move over to item number 4, public hearing regarding ordinance 06-2025, budget amendment number 1. Mr. Kamali, this is yours. Is there, we'll have it here, but in case somebody has a question or a comment, okay?
Yes, Mayor. Thank you.
Just a reminder to people, this is authorization and movement of funds for the fiscal year 2026 budget between line items, and this is in order to be able to finance the 2 electrical trash trucks that we are getting grants for, but we need to be able to put the money up front before we get the grants in order to make sure that is accounted for our credits for this year. And this lines up with our green vision and climate change plans and everything green that we could think of a city. And this item has been discussed in a prior meeting as well that's been open to the public. Anything? Nothing? Silent? Okay. All right. Hearing that there is nothing regarding the public hearing for ordinance 06-2025 budget amendment number 1. Nothing. Let's call nothing. Okay. Moving on to item number 5. We'll be adjourning the public hearings today for both items 04-2025 and 06-2025. Thank you, Mr. Kamali Medissa, for making sure that we are on point, following our own rules. Okay. All right. So can I have a motion to adjourn the hearings, please?
I move to adjourn.
It's been probably moved.
And I'll second it, Joseph.
Okay, it's been probably second. Any discussion and adjournment? Hearing none. The hearing has come to an official end. Thank you guys so much. And I know this is redundant, but I'll call to order once again. This is the scheduled virtual meeting for the mayor and council. This is a legislative meeting for the month of December, today, Tuesday, December 2nd, following the public hearing that we just had. All right, item number 1, and once again, just to reinstate, Councilor Virginia Power has requested that to be excused from the meeting today, and we're acknowledging that she has requested excuse, and she's excused. All right, okay, so I have Joseph.
Present.
Danielle?
Present.
Valerie?
I'm here.
And myself, we have 401. So we have 4 members of the council present, which means we have quorum in order to move forward. All right. Item number 2, review of the agenda. Mayor and council review the agenda for the
Mayor, I think
meeting.
we have to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, I am. So you see, Valerie, that's what you're the senior council member in the board. Okay. Can you please have the Pledge of Allegiance for us, Valerie?
Yes, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Moving on to item number 2, review of the agenda, 5 minutes. The mayor and council review the agenda for the meeting, adding or deleting topics of interest or discussion. Valerie, can you go ahead and read it?
This is the agenda of the legislative meeting of the mayor and city council, city of Mount Rainier, virtual meeting Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, following the public hearing. So 1, call to order, pledge of allegiance. 2, review of the agenda. The mayor and council will review the agenda for the meeting, adding or deleting topics of interest or discussion. Number 3, mayor and council member event announcements. Number 4, city manager's report. The city manager, Karish Kamali, will present his report to the mayor and council. Number 5, presentation and discussion on the planning assistance for municipalities and communities, PAMC program, 20 minutes. The mayor and council will receive a presentation from Mr. Connor Klein, Outreach and Projects Coordinator for the Prince George's County Planning Department. Number 6, public comment. Please see page 3 of the agenda where roles for the public comment are listed. If you wish to speak, please advise during the virtual meeting. Old business, number 7, second reading and adoption of ordinance number 05-2025. The mayor and council will have the second reading and adoption of ordinance number 05-2025, an ordinance codifying the Mount Rainier Green Team and disbanding the Mount Rainier Environmental Protection Board. Number 8, second reading and adoption of ordinance number 06-2025. Mayor and council will have the second reading and adoption of ordinance number 06-2025, budget amendment number 1. Number 9, second reading and adoption of resolution number 7-2025. The mayor and council will have the second reading and adoption of resolution number 7-2025, upcoming vice mayor rotation. Number 10, vote on approval of minutes, 5 minutes. The mayor and council will vote on approving the minutes for the November 4th, 2025 legislative meeting. New business, the reading of the resolution number 10-2025, 10 minutes. The mayor and council will have the first reading of resolution number 10-2025, proclaiming December 10th as Human Rights Day. And number 12, presentation of minutes, 5 minutes. The city clerk will present the November 18th, 2025 work session minutes to the mayor and council. And number 13, adjournment.
Thank you so much. There has been a request made. Can you please go up a little bit? Oh, down, I'm sorry. For item number 5 to be moved up to item number 4. For the presentation discussion, the planning assistance for municipalities and communities to be moved up number 4. Are we in agreement to move it up and move the city manager report to number 5? I need to verbally hear it.
Agreed.
Thank you.
I agree.
All right, so there is no disagreement on that. I know you guys don't like it, but then, you guys can have it both ways. All right. Thank you guys so much. So item number 5 is going to be moved up to item number 4, and item number 4 will be moved up to item number 5, and there has been a consensus and agreement for that to happen. All right. So we're good. Anything else? Delete, add? I need to know. We're good? It sounds like we're good. I'm hearing silent, just shaking heads. All right. All right, so we are gonna move on to item number 3, mayor and council member events and announcement. Valerie, I'm gonna start with you.
Yes, thank you. So the Sweaty Sweater Fun Run is on Saturday, December 6th. So grab your warmest and craziest sweater for the Sweaty Sweater Run. It starts at 9 a.m. So be there just a little bit before 9 a.m. We will get started right away. It starts at Memorial Park, which is 3300 Rhode Island Avenue, right by Pennyroyal Station, and it ends on the other side of the block. So we're calling attention to this new park that we invested a lot of money into, and that has several really great restaurants. And then my second one was the Gateway CDC has announced it's technically in Brentwood, but there's an opening studio on Friday from 6 to 9, just above the Brentwood Arts Exchange. And this is a project that the Gateway CDC has worked to help a filmmaker open a studio in the Route 1 corridor. So I will put information on that in the chat since I don't have it right at my fingertips, but it's from 6 to 9, just above the Brentwood Arts Exchange building.
Thank you so much, Valerie. Danielle, and then Joseph.
Thank you. Yes, this month's CERT meeting will be Monday, the 22nd of December at 7:30 in the police department. And the parade of lights this year will be Saturday, December 20th, and will run consecutively with the Mount Rainier Volunteer Fire Department Santa Tour. So make sure to come out and enjoy all the lights and the cider stations around the city. Right now we have 3 cider stations set up and we're looking for 2 more volunteers. So if you are interested, please let me know. Thank you.
Joseph?
None of note this month, Mayor. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I think that for me, I'll read the announcements in the bottom that the team make sure we put out to make sure we inform the community. So the Sweater Surf Fun Run was read by Councilmember Woodall. December 6th, 9 to 12, starts at Memorial Park and ends at 33rd Street and Perry Street. Breakfast and photo with Santa, that'll be Saturday the 13th, 10 to 12 p.m. at Rainier Nature Center. If you would like to donate toys, please donate them at City Hall because we've had over 300 kids sign up already for it. All right, the holiday basket distribution, December 18, from 12 to 5:30 p.m. at the Police Department Community Room. If you are in Rainier Elementary, Thomas Stoner, Cesar Chavez, please contact your liaisons, Ms. Valencia, Ms. Lily, and Mr. Pavone, Ms. Barrientos. They're the one coordinating the list. And Rainier 2, I'm already working with you guys, obviously, 1 and 2. And for the community, it's already been open. It opened up around Thanksgiving time, so the numbers are definitely up there. So thank you guys so much for putting all the events. So thank you to the team for this because it's been a lot of hard work. All right, so moving on to the new item number 4, presentation and discussion on the Planning Assistance for Municipalities and Communities, PAMC program. The Mayor and Council received a presentation from Mr. Connor Keene, Outreach and Projects Coordinator for the Prince George's County Planning Department. Thank you, Connor, for joining us, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. First off, thank you for having me. I want to ask if I can share my screen if there's any issues with that. Should be able to.
Yes. Melissa will go ahead and give you share capability. Just remember to return it once you're done.
Yeah,
so we have controlled, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Councilmember Jakuta, for recommending our partnership with our housing staff, Karen Miro and John Parks, when you all talked earlier. I had a great conversation with Karuch Kamali as well as Ron Hopkins about this. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this presentation. But before I do, I wanted to give a moment for the newly minted supervisor of the Neighborhood Revitalization section where this program is housed, Ms. Josephine Selvakumar, who's with me today.
Thank you, Thank you, Connor. Good evening, everyone. This is Josephine Selvakumar. As Connor mentioned, I'm the new supervisor. I've been with the commission for 3 years now, and Council Member Woodall's name rings a bell. I don't know if you remember me. We worked together with the Port Towns project, which I'm still managing as a project manager. I'm looking forward to collaborate with you all. Thanks, Connor. I'll turn it on to you.
Yeah, appreciate it, Josephine. Here we go. Is that working for everybody? Sounds good. So I'm here today. Like I said, I had a really great conversation with 2 of your staff. You guys have great staff at the city. In Karuch Kamali and Ron Hopkins, who had some really good ideas on how we can use the Planning Assistance for Municipalities and Communities program with the city of Mount Rainier. So the Planning Assistance for Municipalities and Communities program is a longstanding program that's housed in the Community Planning Division of Prince George's County Planning Department. It's a program that existed in the 80s and 90s. It went dormant for about 20 years or so and was reinvigorated in 2017. It gets annual funding from the county council, and ever since 2021 has received increased funding year over year. So conversations like this, projects like the one that we're hoping to engage with Mount Rainier are really important to hoping to see, the program grow, and are really important to what the Community Planning Division can do for, the communities and municipalities in Prince George's County. So as in the title of the program, this program is intended for municipalities and communities, you all being the former of that group. And the idea is to provide technical assistance that helps build capacity on the ground level for municipalities and communities. So one hard and fast rule, just to get out of the way, and that PMC projects cannot engage in any capital projects. So we can't build anything. We're not in the business of doing construction, especially being the planning department. But it's just best to get that out at the beginning. Going into some more project details. So the intended project timeline for PMC projects are to create short 12 to 18-month plans and studies with achievable outcomes within the next 5 years. So the main idea behind the PMC program is to support both the interests of the municipalities and communities that it serves, but also to further implement the policies and strategies of the county's approved plans. So that being Plan 2035 is our general plan, as well as the master and sector plans that govern the land use and zoning for the relative areas. So like I said, the real intent and purpose of this program is to engage with municipalities to build capacity at the local level. How projects work is it functions similar to a grant, except that the commission, the Maryland, the planning department takes on consultants and then manages the projects. That's not to say that the projects become the planning departments. There's a circular process of review between the clients, being those municipalities and communities, throughout the project timeline. But the idea being is that the municipality or community can provide as much input as they're capable of. I know a lot of people, a lot of municipal staff wear many hats. A lot of municipal staff have to do many different things on a given day. So this program, having the planning department manage the different projects, helps take some of the pain of that away, as well as smoothing the timeline of a grant application process. These are some examples. I know this is a little small. You might not be able to read all of them. Some examples of some active and completed projects. Something that we'd obviously want to highlight being neighbors. We're right now doing an active project with Brentwood and North Brentwood to do a flood hazard mitigation study. Working with New Carrollton to do an active transportation study. We have completed a youth wellness and opportunities assessment in the Walker Mill area, which is with the local CDC, and then working through some other land use and housing strategies through Capitol Heights vacant lot strategy. So some of the leading guidelines for the project, and really what my job is as the outreach and projects coordinator, is to fit a municipality or community's interest into one of these 8 elements of Plan 2035. So these are the main elements that Plan 2035 looks to implement across Prince George's County. Really, we can get very creative with what types of projects that we're trying to do to have them fit into these categories. It's really anything you can think of. We can do projects that incorporate all of them. We can do projects that really hone down on a specific area. But the main objective of the plans and studies that come out of the PAMC program are to create actionable recommendations for a municipality or a community organization to take on. This is a quick look at what the application looks like, and I'm going to go into the application process. A lot of this information will be for Mr. Kamali, as we've talked prior, leading through the application process. Again, the idea behind the program is to make it as easy as possible to have these projects up and running and to provide these services for municipalities and communities. So our application is relatively short. You can see a couple inputs for what the interests of the town are, which can be workshopped and brainstormed on the front end, similar to the conversation that Mr. Hopkins and Mr. Kamali and I had at the beginning, and then submitting the application along with a city resolution. So that's one of the purposes of me being here today, is that a city resolution is required for municipalities along with the application to get projects initiated. Some of that language can be shared from previous example projects to help move that process along. The application and the city resolution don't have to be submitted at the exact same time, but relative proximal submission is definitely appreciated to get those processes started. So from beginning to end, we're in the discussion phase of this project. Like I said, had a prior discussion about what the intents of the city are, how to utilize this program. Right now, we're working through some of the eligibility, given some of your input here today on what you think of the ideas that we've discussed. Then submittal of the application, which is then reviewed. Another look at eligibility, making sure that things fit with our program guidelines. Ensuring that it's concurrent with our active plans and studies, making sure that Plan 2035 and then the master and sector plans are working towards being implemented with the project that we're engaging in. We then create a scope that we review back and forth with the municipality, and then place that scope out for bids to an approved pool of consultants that the planning department engages in many of their plans and studies with. That then is taken to the planning board, the Prince George's County Planning Board, for approval, and then the funds are released and we are ready to go. So I went a little bit fast because I really want to focus on some of the ideas that we've already talked about and to hear some of your opinions. I will leave this slide up if you would like to take down any of the information. If you have any questions, please reach out to either myself or Josephine. We're always happy to hop on the phone. But like I said, you all have very good staff, and I just want to go over briefly. Mr. Kamali, please stop me if I'm misrepresenting some of what we talked about on what the intent of the potential project with Mount Rainier would look like. So the interests that were conveyed to me was to create a citywide strategic plan that really focused on a 5-year timeline to take a mission that you all have developed through various plans and try and create a vision to help implement that mission. So some of the focus areas, and this is also what I would love to hear your input on, some of the focus areas that we talked about were having the city be walkable and bikeable and pedestrian friendly, highlighting tourism, highlighting Mount Rainier as a local destination, creating an arts district really functioning to highlight the fashion district, the media arts lab, that industry that is already in Mount Rainier, highlight the amenities as well to create that local destination and to build on those amenities as well, to create a path for the Mount Rainier government to really highlight what is already there, but also to build on those amenities. So I want to stop there. First, start with questions. If there's anything clerical that I can clear up, please let me know. And then I'd love to get into, what are some other larger categories or other thoughts that you think we should explore with the potential project?
So, Connor, if you could just complete your presentation, then we will go ahead and have council ask questions to follow up if they need to, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. That concludes my presentation. Thank you so much.
All right, perfect. And thank you so much. And Josephine, thank you so much for joining us tonight as well. It's appreciated. So, council, I'm going to go around, see if you have any questions or any feedback. And just to get some clarity, Connor, the resolution, can you make sure you send it out to Mr. Kamali and our city clerk as well, Melissa, so that what we have it, we could figure out what the next steps forward are, because it feels like Mr. Kamali, city manager, should be able to lead, the point of it. But if we need to have a work session, to approve the resolution should be one thing, but also if there's anything else that we would like to see. I know there's something that we have talked about having done for a couple of years. So I'm gonna go around the room and council give any feedback or suggestions if you have any questions, okay? All right. So we're gonna go with Danielle, Joseph, Valerie.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Connor and Josephine. I think I met you guys at the open house a few months ago. If not, I definitely remember your names and seeing a lot of the things presented that evening that you just showed tonight. So I'm very excited about the partnership between Mount Rainier and the MNCPPC, and especially your group. I trust Mr. Kamali. When we see projects coming up, I'm sure that we'll be more than happy to entertain them and I look forward to implementation and the positivity that it'll bring to our community. So thank you all very much for coming and doing this. And Mr. Kamali, thank you for initiating the
Joseph, go ahead.
Thank you, Josephine and Connor. I'm glad we were able to make this connection. And yes, that open house was a great way to learn about what you do. And I'm very excited for this work to highlight our strategic vision. The only thing I would add to your list, I would like to also see, a highlighting of our more greater sustainability efforts beyond just the walkability and bikeability. That, of course, is important, but we also do a lot with biodiversity and climate action here as well. So I want to make sure those are also highlighted in the strategic vision. But thank you, and I'll be done with my time.
Thank you, Valerie.
Yeah, thank you. And Joseph, thank you for connecting this. This is something I've been looking at for a while, so I'm glad we finally got it going. But thank you, Josephine and Connor, for being here. I do think one thing that I'd be interested, I think along with the sustainability piece, I think to some extent having an education piece, because we do have 2 local elementary schools, and I think public safety should also be a part of the strategic. We have all these departments, and each one has their own mission, and they each have some level of vision and implementation, but there's not an interlocking faction in that. So I'd like to see a little, whatever strategic plan we come up with, I would like to see and make sure that they all interconnect so that we can all be rowing in the same boat, and so that's just what I'd like to see. And then I think having data points for us to, see how we're improving, so metrics to go with it. But that's all I have for now. Thank you all for doing this.
Thank you so much. I think that aside from the extra dishes on it, like you were very on point, we have various plans. We need to just marry them together, right? Heavily also when it comes to our, inclusion and, when it comes to who we are as a city, right? But I think this is also will help us form up, because the idea of us even coming together and having the committees like meeting and like Sustainable Maryland, a certification meeting is basically for us to work cohesively towards the same vision and the same goal, and make sure that whether it's for solutions, whether it's budgeting, whether it's so on, that we follow through, are all tied up to this mission to make sure that in 5 to 10 years we could be like, here's the plan of what we're working towards. Because I know that we are doing the things that we need to be doing, because obviously, right? But I think we need to be able to have a document to collect all the data to be like, and here's where I stand. So this is why it's so important for us to follow through. And I believe also on a separate note, I think you guys are also helping the port towns to do their sector plan. So I think that a different conversation will be also for potentially Gateway CDC, for us to think about the sector plan for Route 1 as well, in order for us to figure out time. But I think that when it comes to education, when it comes to even Gateway, like how you said, the partners that we collaborate and work with fit into the vision that we have, are going to be very important for us, because we are very deliberate in who we collaborate and who we support and how do we work on it, right? And we have been seeing the fruits of all the work that we've been doing, but it's definitely codifying it and put information forward definitely will help. All right. So that is just like my feedback when it comes to it. So I think for us, I'll open up to the public for the next steps to bring the resolution to the next work session. Mr. Kamali, I'll work with you to like make whatever edits we need to do to personalize it to the city of Rainier, right? So that way we at least are putting the legwork of what we want to do in order for us to start following this path. And that way we could have time to decide. Also, another component, you guys are very good at, making sure you have community involvement on it. I think that also is going to be very key for us. We have done a lot of work when it comes to like either PTO, the artists, or the community at large, businesses, and so on, to make sure we also have that on. So that's a big key for a lot of things that we do. So I just want to make sure that doesn't escape. So I'm pretty sure Mr. Kamali touched it. I'm sure Ron touched it as well then. But just in case, I'd rather be safe. All right. So I'm going to open it up to community members. If anybody would like to, does anybody has a question for Connor or Josephine? Please type your name, last name, block and street number on the chat, and we'll call upon you. And at this point, is there anything on Facebook, Jared? Okay. So in the meantime, Mr. Kamali, is there anything else you would like to add? So you could give some time to, if anybody wants to make a comment, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. No, I'm just waiting for Mr. Connor to see what is the next step. I think he's supposed to send me a template for the resolution. Then we can, create that resolution and take it from there. So I look forward to hearing from him, and then we take it from there.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Mr. Kamali. Okay, so I see nothing on the chat, and since there is nothing there, Connor, Josephine, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We look forward to a great partnership, and we'll be seeing a lot of each other. Big shout out also obviously to, Marcus, who's been very influential in the department, former council member. And I know that when we also had the conversation at the wayfinding event, I know Valerie and I were both there. This is one of the things that we said we really wanted it. But also for Chairman Barnes, that was one of the things that I had a conversation as well, that it was definitely needed. And this is the support that we wanted. All right. So in saying that, thank you, Joseph, as well. So Have a good night, and you're welcome to join us, or you could have some time back, a whole 5 minutes, to go do other wonderful things through with other cities. Okay. Thank you
Yeah,
guys so
thanks so
much.
much. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.
All right, perfect. So, Mr. Kamali, the new number 5 city manager's report, the city manager, Mr. Karush Kamali, will present the report to the mayor and council and the community. Mr. Kamali, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council, and everyone that's joining us tonight. So I'm here to provide you with the update on the day-to-day's operation and the progress of ongoing projects. So as you see on this screen, can you see the screen? All right.
Yes, we can now. Go ahead.
Yeah, usually, as you know, that I have a weekly meeting with the department heads to receive the update and resolve any concerns that they have. And the next item, we have FY27 operating budget. So we just finished the audit. Now we have another big task, which is FY27. And after mayor and council approved the budget calendar on November 4th, right away, I shared that information with all the department heads and the community in order to provide their proposed budget. Next item, we have Potts Hall. I know everybody is excited to hear about this. The only thing that I can say, last week, finally, park and planning, after 1 year, we sent information September 24, and they approved everything, all the permits for the UNO. And last week, I received the confirmation. Now it is in DPI in hand of Mr. Brown. And Mr. Brown just emailed me this afternoon that I'm doing my final review. If he doesn't have any issue, I should be receiving the final UNO in order to move across the street. So I will keep everyone posted if I receive anything. Hopefully, we have fulfilled all his comments so far. So I don't see any reason for having another comment. So we'll see. I will keep you guys posted. Next item we have from ARPA project is the Newton Street. This is the last project from the ARPA. If you guys recall, 4 years ago, we started this, ARPA funding, which was $5.4 million. And last project is the Newton Street. Newton Street right now, 80% is complete. Sidewalks are repaired with a concrete and flexi. And all the curb and gutters and the traffic calming measures are there, except the speed humps, because we have to do this, the road resurfacing first. And after that, I can go ahead and have the 3 speed humps. And the only thing that I want to let everyone know that the landscaping, due to the cold weather, I recommended to the contractor and consultant that let's put it, for spring or summer when the weather is good, because we don't want to lose anything. So hopefully this project is going to be complete very soon. And this is the last project from the ARPA because the home repair, that was another project that we finished last week. And we received 20 applications. We processed 17. We put $114,000, almost 115, and 3 applicants were denied, and all the denial letters were sent to them on December the 30th, in case if anybody is asking you guys. So we did due diligence on that one. And I just want to say thank you to our consultant, Mr. Hamler, and our city clerk, Melissa Sam, that they helped me on this project big time. So next, we go to the SS4A grant, and this is the big project for the city right now. 80% comes from the state, which is 9.76, and 20% from the city's match. And so we have Tool Design as a consultant on this project from day one. They did the concept design for us. Right now, they're working on the 3 projects that we're trying to have the final design before we go to the construction. As you see them, they are listed over here. Is Levy Trail, crossing, Bunker Hill and 35th and 36th, also 31st Street, Food Forest. And they promised me to give me the plan by late December. Hopefully, if I get the plan by late December, I can start working on the bid process and get the contractor on board. Then we can come back in spring or summer, start, building those projects. Another project that we just finished almost, I can say 80% because that was $600,000 project, and so far we spent $500,000 on it, which is high visibility crosswalks and ADA ramps and speed humps. And so the project is almost finished, and we paid the contractor. We sent the reimbursement, and it's been approved by Federal Highway. We're waiting. We're checking our bank account every day to make sure that we get our full reimbursement. The next project for SS4A is the sidewalk maintenance. As you see that this project is started on October 13 of this year. And we just paused the project yesterday due to the cold weather, and I think everybody received the notification from the city. Melissa, if you could just a little bit scroll up, please. I want to see the total. So as you see that we listed all the streets that the sidewalks have been repaired. The total of the square footage that we did is 36,423 square foot, which is 25,176 is the concrete, regular concrete, and 11,247 square feet is the flexi pave, which helps our root intrusion. It captures the runoff. It improves the water quality. So that's another plus for the city. That project is going to stop now. We're going to wait until spring and summer again, because we still have some budget in this project and we have so many places that needed to be fixed. So if anybody is reaching out to you guys, please let them know that, because the temperature is so cold. We need at least a minimum of 50 degrees. I cannot pour the concrete or do anything below 50. So next item that we have, the stop sign. I'm sure you're all waiting for this. Finally, we got the approval from the Highway Department last week. So you may be surprised that I'm keep saying that I got all the approval last week. That was a good week for me. So we got the approval. Now we can go with our existing vendor, which is Red Speed. And right now I'm working with them, with the city attorney, to go through the contract. And we will keep you posted, because we have 16 locations that have been approved by the county, but we're trying to see how many locations we can have the stop sign, and we take it from there. I'll definitely come back to you guys and keep you posted. Next item that we have, it's the solar panel, and we finished 4 buildings. They're in service, as you see: Police Department, Public Works, Code Enforcement, and Melinda Miles. And the last location is the Potts Hall. They're scheduled to come for the final inspection next week. And this is another grant that the city receives. $410,000 is a state grant. And right now we're waiting for the last building, but we are generating clean energy and we're saving some money. Hopefully we will have a good revenue from those 5 buildings. The next project that I'm working on is the $530,000 Green Street. This is part of 31st and Perry. As you know that we finished phase 1. We had the community conversation on September the 6th. because we still have to finish phase 2. Phase 2 is under design right now, and I should receive the final design from LID consultant in December. Then we can get the contractor on board and start this project in the spring again. Next, please. And the final report that I have for you is our grant activities. As you see that we submitted the SAP grant for FY27. That's the Police Aid and Protection Fund. That we're hopefully getting something. The Chief President Bill work on that, so we're waiting and see what we can get out of this grant. The next one was the CBT that was from Prince George's County and Chesapeake Bay Trust. We finished the project, we did the final report, and we paid the contractor. Now we're waiting for our $150,000 to be reimbursed, and hopefully we get it in coming weeks. And then we have Pepco Sustainable Maryland. That's another application that we have sent for $10,000. And the last one, I'm just hoping that we get that one from DHCD for the Potts Hall first floor. And that's a grant that Mayor and myself and Greenville are working on it. And we're hoping to get $745,000. We'll see. Thank you for listening to this information. If you have any question, please let me know.
Thank you, Mr. Kamali. There was one thing you forgot to add. Mr. Kamali, I and Bill also worked on a report. As you guys are aware, the National Legal Cities like Infrastructure Lab helped us. So we did work on a report. So my job is to show up to the conference, make sure we put our report together so that way they know the positives, the negatives, where we need help and support. And because we have been so diligent in making sure we report back and we collaborate with them, we were very excited that Maureen was asked to join 5 other mayors in a panel to talk about like our vision and our work and how this infrastructure money, 9.76, right? Money came through us. So I want to make sure that's added to your report because sometimes we will have to work on reports as that in order to present for the grantors that helped us because they put a lot of funding and support and they continue helping us out. But they're very happy with our report. We were heavily prepared. To the point that I was asked to join 5 other mayors in a national panel. Actually, the U.S. Conference of Mayors put it together. So we had a good opportunity to speak about like Mount Rainier, our work, our vision, and our implementation, right? So that's always good to put Mount Rainier in a positive light. So, Mr. Kamali, I'm adding that to your report because you definitely, came through
Mayor.
and we worked together.
That. Yeah, thank you. You know that, and I saw the video. I saw you over there, and I appreciate what you did for the city.
And I gave you guys a big shout out. So I mean,
thank you.
I can only do so much with the great work that you guys do. So that's like, as you guys know, that's a brief report of Mr. Kamali's. He's going to be like giving us report on every legislative session. He has 1,000 things. If we were to sit here and like review everything, we'll be here all night doing it, and we're not doing that. All right, Constance, I'm going to go around. If you guys have any additional questions, you guys have seen the report, and Mr. Kamali sent us other reports in the middle of like the meetings as well. So we are over-reported as well. So Joseph, I'm going to go first with you, Danielle, Valerie.
Thank you, Mayor. I won't say we're over-reported. I like knowing what's going on, and it's a lot of good stuff. I just had one quick question for you, Mr. Kamali. A couple weeks ago, we had issues on 29th Street with when there was the supply chain issues with the Flexi Pave, and we had some open sidewalks there, and there were some issues around that. I want to make sure that before everything goes down for the winter, there's no open sidewalks that are going to be sitting around all winter.
No, Joseph, that was just the exception because somehow the order didn't get on time. We finished, I stopped the job and I did not let the contractor to move forward. That was before the Halloween and wait for the material to come in. When material came in, I told them I need you to finish all the flexi. If you drive all over the city, you will not find any sidewalk open. All the sidewalks are completed and they cleaned all the streets, and I had them to remove no parking signs yesterday because 3 locations were scheduled for this week, and due to the cold weather I canceled those projects. No, that one has been taken care and it's not going to happen again because I talked with the contractor and I said, please make sure that you need to have everything in storage before you demolish any sidewalk in the city. So that has been, taken care of.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there was an issue with the tariffs as well that was unexpected.
Yeah.
So that's what threw us off completely. But
Yeah.
that's one of the things that we like to point out because that was definitely not what we intended to do. But thank you for the question. Danielle, Valerie?
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Kamali, thank you for doing, I really enjoy your reports and and so I really appreciate you coming and reading them to us like this. I am very excited to hear the news on Potts Hall. I'm thrilled and excited. Can't wait about that. I don't really have any questions, honestly. Just little things here and there that I can say for a quick email. But again, thank you very much for coming and giving us this report for the public to hear. We get it in our emails, but the residents don't get to hear it. So I know they'll appreciate this as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Valerie.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for presenting this report. I love the specific numbers. So 36,000 square feet of sidewalk improvements is like a big deal for our city. So I really appreciate seeing that information. And I think the only other question I had, I think last time we had a meeting, you had the DNR grant on here for the Richardson Park. I think you had a fence. I don't know if that's still something you're working on.
Yeah, that one, Bill is still waiting. We haven't heard anything. I have to look to that one and get back to you because sometimes I'm sorry, as the one that mayor said, I'm writing this report and then something happens. I just, get distracted. So I know that we haven't heard anything about that one yet, but I will definitely get back to you on this one.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamali. Thank you so much for the work that you do. I know that what is sometimes not seen is like the multiple things that you have to do along with like leading a team, right? And you have a very hardworking team, and you need to be able to always match their energy. And I think you do a great job at that. And when it comes to adjusting with 1,000 things that are happening, the weather, thank you for making that call. Because the last thing we need is to pour stuff in that does not work and it's going to cost us more money. And the reason why, people are willing to be able to invest in us heavily as they have is because we dot our I's and cross our T's and say, like, we made this decision for this reason. And they understand why it's done, and it's done very professional to make sure it follows through. The other thing is like Chris has been very good at answering any email that a resident has sent. He directly, either talks to them or sends the email to make sure that they have direct communication with those that are doing the work. And same goes along with the whole entire staff. So I don't have any questions. I me and you collaborate a lot. A lot, because we're always running around representing the city in multiple ways. But thank you for all the work, and I look always forward to hearing your next virtual report. Though I read all the other reports in the middle and the various emails you send us through in between. And obviously you got as well that Apostle has been the bear of my existence when it comes to funding it. It's been at this point, it's like when the last penny is received, I think I'm going to throw a whole party dancing the floor about it. But thank you for that. I know that you guys follow up with everything I sent to you. Like, this is the grant, this is the meeting. We need to follow through. So I appreciate all the work that's being done by you and the whole entire team. So thank you for that. Okay.
Thank you.
So, all right. So moving on to item number, and sorry guys, my vision's like on and off. Public comment, item number 6. Can you put the whole wording for the public comment, please? Okay, here, let me take my glasses off because there's no way I'm going to be able to read this. All right, the mayor and city council invite and welcome comments at a public meetings. The mayor or presiding officer will recognize you. Please introduce yourself first and last name for recording purposes and give the names of street and block number IG 4300 block of 34th Street. Please indicate in the chat whether you would like the mayor to read your comment or you will speak on your comment. If the mayor reads your comment, that will serve as the allotted speaking time. Public comment has a limit of 3 minutes per speaker or otherwise agreed upon by the mayor. While speaking, please maintain a courteous tone and avoid personal attacks. If you wish to lodge a complaint about a performer's conduct of any city employee, please bring your concerns to the attention of our city manager, Mr. Kamali, who will look into the matter and respond to you. As a courtesy to other residents and businesses, the council requests that speakers not use specific addresses or names of individuals when describing a situation or making a complaint, noting the block is preferred over a specific address. So those are the public comment rules. If you move up, I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor. And while we're opening the floor, I want to make sure because it's like all over my just as a point of reference information, Shop with the Cop is gonna be on December 6th. So big thank you to the Rainier Police Department, who annually does Shop with the Cop with various kids in our community, takes them shopping and brings joy and gifts to them. And big shout out also to both our elementary schools. I know they're working really, really hard. Thomaston is having a fundraiser to help with their murals. And Moraine Elementary just had their recital, holiday recital tonight. So great work for both of them. Obviously, Cesar Chavez is doing outstanding as well. All right, so I'm going to open the floor for public comment on name, last name, block and street number on the chat. And if we don't see nobody, we'll go ahead and close it down. Anything on Facebook? Jared? Okay. And I don't see any comments or requests to speak from the chat neither. Okay. So I will be putting a close to public comments, seeing that there's no public comments. All right. All business, second reading and adoption of ordinance O5-2025. Mayor and Council will have the second reading and adoption ordinance O5-2025. An ordinance codifying the Mount Rainier Green Team and disbanding the Mount Rainier Environmental Protection Board. And this is an item we're going to be voting. It has been discussed in work session and legislative session. And this is a second reading. Joseph, do you want to make it a brief summary of what it is?
Oh, I don't have to read it again? Good. I will pass. So yes, the ordinance does two major things. One, it formally establishes the Green Team in our Code of Ordinances. And the second thing it does is we also have the Environmental Protection Board, which I think one of the founding council members is on the line. So we do appreciate that having existed, but essentially merges the duties from the Environmental Protection Board into the Green Team. So there's only one official sustainability organization on the books as far as committees. It also outlines that the Green Team is responsible for helping the city manager put together the Sustainable Maryland certification and hosting meetings convened by the city manager that will bring the other committees that have an environmental oriented slant into producing the Sustainable Maryland certification. And it outlines the terms of the Green Team members and the other responsibilities, such as fostering community engagement, advising the city council on issues of sustainability, and taking a look at the budget. The version that's being presented also has the red line strikeout from what was presented at the last meeting. Mostly I think it was largely fixing things that we uncovered under reading, didn't quite flow, and then also addressing the issue that Mara raised about the need for the city manager to do the convening rather than the Green Team themselves. And I think I also had missed one, his or her, and changed it to a their at the request of Councilmember Woodall. So that is the gist of it. I think it'll be a solid resolution, a solid ordinance, and then we will then have to find 4 new folks to serve on the Green Team. So if anyone's out there listening to this meeting would like to serve on this expanded board, please do get in touch.
Thank you so much for that brief summary and for adding the edits from the previous meeting. And it was very wise also to make sure that we put that document together before we went ahead and asked for volunteers in order to make sure that they knew what they're signing on. And earlier in the discussion with MNWCP, we talked about like making sure that our values and our visions line up, cohesively with the different things that we're doing. I think that we have continued making an attempt to make sure that we are codifying everything we possibly can in order to make sure that when we're turning in documents and saying, hey, this is what it looks like, and finding ways to make sure that committees are co-collaborating together, because trying to put the Sustainable Maryland application is a lot of pieces. And I feel that a lot of the committees do a lot of green initiatives, and sometimes it might not be captured because I think that sometimes we heavily have worked on silos separately, but we are focusing on making sure that they get to meet together, they get to collaborate, and they get to know what one another is doing, but also working on projects that reflect the values and the vision and the heart of the city. Okay. And so Council, I'm gonna go around. If you have nothing, let me know. Or if you have a question for Joseph, also let me know. So I'm gonna go Valerie.
Thank you, Joseph, for doing this. And I'm looking forward to a strong Green Team coming back.
Thank you, Danielle.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joseph, for the work you put into this. And like Valerie, I'm looking forward to a new and vibrant and active Green Team. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. In my behalf, definitely thank you for putting this together. And big thank you to all the members that have served the Green Team, regardless whether this was codified or not. They have helped do the Sustainable Maryland. We have the highest ranking that there is, right? And continuous certifications. And that couldn't have been done without people putting heavily amount of work into that application. So thank you for that, and thank you to everybody that has participated. I know Sarah was the last chair, right? Just if you were previously to that, but there's been various members that have served in that capacity, and every single person that's done something has lead us to where we're at, and it has continued to foster who we are as Mount Rainier. So big shout out for that, and thank you for making sure this document was put together. All right, Chad, anything? Name, last name, Block Street? Anything on Facebook? All right, I'm hearing no comments anywhere. So this is a voting item, Ordinance 05-2025. Ordinance codifying the Mount Rainier Green Team and disbanding the Mount Rainier Environmental Protection Board. Is there a motion in the floor or on the floor?
So moved.
Actually, I asked if there's a motion on the floor. So who wants to motion?
I move to adopt the ordinance codifying the Mount Rainier Green Team and disbanding the Mount Rainier Environmental Protection Board.
Thank you so much. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Objections, abstentions? Hearing none. Ordinance 05-2025, an ordinance codifying the Mount Rainier Green Team and disbanding the Mount Rainier Environmental Protection Board has passed unanimously 4-0. Okay. So thank you, Joseph. Now we're gonna work heavily on recruiting. Like step 2, and Melissa, Mr. Kamal, let us know if there's a hearing or anything else that we need to do. You guys are very good at making sure we follow the rules after we pass things. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Second reading of adoption ordinance 06-2025. Mayor Council will have a second reading adoption ordinance 06-2025 budget amendment. Oh my goodness. Amendment number 1. Mr. Kamali, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. We have our finance consultant, Mr. Ron Wilson. Ron is here, and Ron will walk you through the second reading, and we take it from there. And we had a public meeting before the second reading. I just want to let you know that that was already planned. So, Ron, the floor is yours.
Okay.
Ron,
Mayor,
the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Yes, Mayor. Do you need me to read it like last time or just summarize it?
Summarize it and just read the big numbers, like how much money is going to be transferred to what and why.
Okay. So this budget amendment is for the purpose of buying some vehicles. The timing for it is so that we can get the maximum real estate tax credit or tax differential for our residents of the city. So we need to get this in here very quickly in order to do that. There are 2 things that we are doing. One is that of the 2 EV trash trucks for which we've received a grant, we're going to purchase one of those in this fiscal year. So we need to add that into the budget. And that breaks down as $627,000 in grant funds and $185,087.07 of our fund balance to purchase the one truck plus the charging station plus some other incidental items for that vehicle. And we will do the second one in the next fiscal year, and that will be part of our fiscal 27 budget process. The other thing that we need to purchase or want to purchase is a street sweeper. There's a new item this year from the county for tax differential for street sweeping. We haven't done that in the past officially. So we are going to purchase a street sweeper, have that as a service that we will provide to the residents of the city, and thereby get that portion of the tax differential credit for fiscal 27. So that's what we're doing with this budget amendment. The various line items here are revenue items and expense items so that they all balance out to 0.
Okay. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Ron. You still need to say something, or did I?
No,
that was me.
Unless
Okay,
anybody
sorry.
has any questions.
No, I was gonna pass it to Mr. I was gonna pass it to you, Mr. Kamali. I apologize. There was a delay, so I was like, wait, who's speaking? But go ahead, Mr. Kamali.
No, I just want to make a correction because the street sweeper, we're going to rent it this year because that $30,000, I wish I could buy one for $30,000. We have rented the street sweeper before, so we're going to rent for this spring and summer and then have this one in the budget. For the next year budget, I already talked to Public Works, Rocio, and asked her to get, some information and see how much it's going to cost. And also I got Bill to start searching for the street sweeper grant if we can get any assistance. So just I want to make sure that this is only the rental fee for the spring and summer of this year, FY26. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kamal. The other point to address is the fact that it has to have its own separate line item in order for us to be able to get credit for it.
Yep.
So part of the work that we do is make sure that when the tax differential comes around for us previously to say like, hey, this is the stuff the city is doing, and we want to make sure that our residents get credit so that way they don't get double taxed. So the money doesn't come like other, counties. It doesn't come to the city. It's like a credit that like, our residents receive in order for them not to be taxed double. Same thing goes for like, our police department as an example, right? So that's part of it, right? But they definitely needed a separate line item for that in order for us to be able to get credit. So this would be codifying to make sure that we do that in order to make sure also we're taking care of our streets because we're spending a lot of funding in our streets and sidewalks and so on, right? So we want to make sure that we're able to take care of them. All right. So, Constance, I'm going to open it up. Let me know if you have any questions. Address it to Mr. Kamali or Ron Wilson, whichever. But okay. All right. So I'm going to go Danielle Joseph. Danielle Valerie Joseph. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Yes, Mr. Kamali, I assumed that 30,000 was a rental, but I'm glad you cleared that up. You made me giggle when you said that. So I actually remember when we did the experimental sweeping a few years ago. Shivali was on council back then. So this is exciting. Thank you so much for this. And I'm looking forward to the EV garbage truck. Let me ask you one question though. Are we the street sweeper? Are we just looking for a basic street sweeper or are we going to look for an EV street sweeper, or does that even exist yet?
Well, right now, to be honest with you, we're gonna just go with the regular one, and I don't have any information on the EV right now, but definitely we're gonna look for the both options and see which one is gonna, be better for us. Right now, we're gonna use the regular one, which uses diesel or gas, and because the size of our street is also small residential, so we know what to rent, but we have to make sure that we get it done this summer, and we can look at the EV at a later time too. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kamali.
We have Valerie.
I don't have any questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. Kamali and Ron. You may want to try talking to our neighbors over in DC. I know they've done some with electric street sweepers, but I know it hasn't gone swimmingly with those. My one question was with I just want to make sure you guys are also starting to undertake the work with whatever is going to be needed to be done with Pepco to make sure when the chargers are ready that everything's ready as far as the heavy ups or anything you guys need to do to get those chargers up and running.
Definitely, I have already assigned Rocio to get started on that, front. And right now we're talking to Hydesville. They have some EV trucks, and Rocio is getting some information from Hydesville. But I do appreciate any information from anybody. I'll be glad to, receive it, please. If you guys know anything, especially you, Joseph, you remember that you and I talked about this a long time ago, and I said if you know any DC government, public works, anywhere that they can give us some information, that would be nice, because we want to make sure not to be in trouble, because some of these EV trucks, you want to make sure to get the right, brand, and make sure that something that is, is not going to give us trouble.
Okay. I think that the EV option is one of the things that we always discuss in anything that we're purchasing. The challenge, as Mr. Kamali has stated, is like our streets are so small, so some of those trucks are gigantic, and it's a challenge even for some of our regular trash trucks. Even when we buy them, has been a happy compromise because those turns are definitely a lot. I've seen them going, and they're outstanding drivers because those vehicles are definitely hard to move. All right, so I have no questions. I've asked any questions I have about when it comes to this, and obviously we have work when it comes to tax differential, and we do this every year. We go ahead and put our suggestions out there to say like, hey, we would like to get residential credit for X, Y, and Z. and so far we've had a good relationship, with the board that makes the decisions in order to, be heard on making sure we maximize as much as we can the return to our residents in order for them not to double pay. Okay, so thank you guys. Anybody on Facebook or in the chat? Thank you, Jared. I see nothing on the chat either. All right. So, Ron, I don't think you have another item in the agenda. So, thank you so much for your work. And the other thing that I would definitely like to give you heavily credit for, I know you work with your team, Unico work heavily when it comes to our audits. You've been working a couple of years endlessly to the point that we have been able to rewrite policy and procedures, and Mr. Kamali been heavily involved in that as well, in order to make sure that we follow through, and now when we do our audits, it's a different exchange of information, because they feel like, the checks and balances and the policies are attached to it. All right. So Council, this is voting item, correct, Melissa?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, so can I have a motion on the floor?
I move to adopt ordinance number 06-2025, budget amendment number 1.
Okay, is there a second?
Joseph will
They're
second.
probably moved and second, Budov and Jakuda. Any discussion? Objections, abstentions? Hearing none, this item passes 4-0-0. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the hard work. I know that, we have had positive returns because we work heavily when it comes to grants, when it comes to audits, when it comes to everything, to make sure that every penny is stretched, and, making sure we continue tying it up to the vision. All right. Okay, item number 9, second reading and adoption resolution 07-2025. The mayor and council will have a second reading and adoption resolution 07-2025, upcoming vice mayor rotation. Okay. We're gonna go Danielle, Joseph, Valerie. Anything to add?
No, ma'am.
Danielle, DHL checking no. Joseph? No?
I mean, if we're going to vote on this tonight, we probably need to say commencing at the legislative meeting on the city council on December 2nd, I guess. Right? Because we can't go back in the past. I don't know.
I am so sorry, Joseph. My eyes are burning. All right, so you're talking about that one right there? Yeah, that could be edited to. Yeah, that could be, that's something, Melissa, you could edit that, right? Post if need be. Is there anything else you see, Joseph?
No.
Okay, Valerie? Nothing?
I'm good.
Okay, I have nothing else to add neither. All right, is there a motion on the floor?
I motion that we adopt resolution 7-2025, the upcoming vice mayor rotation.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, there's probably a motion and a second. All right, it's open for discussion. I'll go around. We're gonna go Danielle, Valerie, Joseph.
No, ma'am, thank you.
Valerie?
I don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Joseph?
I think we just need to get through this. So let's go for now.
Okay, there's currently a motion on the floor that's properly moved and second. Okay, any discussion? Any objections?
I object. Thank you.
Okay, Valerie, you're objecting. Joseph, where are you at?
I guess I did want to wait until certain things were resolved, but it's taking too long, so I'll vote in favor.
Okay. Danielle,
Nope, I'm good.
you have to vote.
I'm sorry.
mute.
I'm sorry, our smoke detector was going off again. I vote for yay.
Okay, so I'm a no. So it's 2-2. So it's at a still right now, you guys. So we're gonna have to take this to a work session and just talk it through. Okay? All right. Okay. So let's move to the next item. Okay. Vote on approval of minutes. Mayor and council will vote on approving minutes for November 4th, 2025 legislative meeting. This is a voting item. Is there a motion on the floor?
I'll make a motion to approve the November 4th, 2025 legislative meeting minutes.
Okay. It's
Second.
been moved and properly second. Any discussion? Objections? Abstentions? Hearing none. The minutes for November 4th, 2025 have been approved. And thank you, Melissa, for keeping us on track with the minutes, okay? All right, first reading of resolution 10-2025. Vice Mayor and sorry. Oh my God, I can't even read. Sorry, guys, my eyes are not working today. Mayor and Council will have the first reading of resolution 10-2025, proclaiming December 10 as Human Rights Day. So we have read, I think Valor had read it, the proclamation, resolution, and everything else. Melissa, do you have the changes that I submitted? All right, so council, you guys all got a copy of the edits that were made. As I stated in my email, the world doesn't stop because we have meetings in between. So there has been a couple changes if they're highlighted in the document. It says promote cross off of and understanding among all races, and then you have discriminate violence against and on of the state instead of non-state actors. The other one, review a mandatory UN process through which countries review. It is not mandatory, so we had to edit that one. And we are replacing where it says whereas governments silence is accountable while expanding repression ought not to ignore and must be accounted. We are replacing it with whereas rather than avoiding accountability for erosion and attack of human rights, all levels of government should be working to respect, protect, and ensure human rights. And the other ones, the United States voted for the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And then we're also striking an extra period that's next to the comma on the highlighted area. And after the clause that says on October 27, 2025, in an attempt to evade accountability, we are adding whereas this is the latest update. Whereas of November 7th, the United Nations Human Rights Council adopted a decision after United States non-participation in which it called on the United States to resume the cooperation for universal periodic review and postpone it to November 2026, while leaving open the possibility for a schedule sooner. And so that's the one that's being added. And I know, Danielle, you submitted something when a paragraph where it shows disability, you wanted to add seen and unseen, correct?
That is correct.
I'm gonna go ahead and accept that that amendment to my resolution and proclamation. So you guys have all the little nicks and dots and sentences that were amended. Melissa, can you go back? Is this go back to the agenda for me. Okay, so this is a first reading, no voting on this one. All right, so you guys have it in your emails. Please let me know if there's anything else, including like the last 3 words that were added to one of the paragraphs. We're gonna clean it up and put it into one document So that will be ready for the second reading. And it's going to be amended for the proclamation. So proclamation, I'm going to clean it up and give it to the team this week, because obviously December 10th is around the corner. Okay. Any other feedback or questions? So we're good. We're good? Yes? Okay, I'm looking. Yes, I love your faces.
I'm good.
All
And
right.
thank you for adding those words, Mayor. I appreciate it.
Okay. Presentation of minutes. The city clerk is presenting the November 18 work session minutes to the mayor and council. Review them, and they're in your package. Okay. Item number 13, adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's probably moved in second. Any discussion? Objections, abstentions, hearing none. This meeting has come to an end. Thank you guys so much, and thank you staff for being great. I know it's a hard month for all of us. We have 1,000 events coming on, so thank you guys for everything. Okay, have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you, staff. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good night.